Want to support the show? There are several ways to do that. One is to give us a 5-star rating to help people find us. Another is to become a patron of our show. We also have a store where we have amazing merch designed by Ashton Green and Coda. Follow the link in the description below and enjoy the episode. Hi, welcome to the Dartarian Show. I'm Alexander Dartarian.
And I'm Dominic Sykes.
And today we're going to do cursed objects from around the world.
Spooky. So I'm excited about this. Not so much haunted places as like you said, specific objects. Sometimes the object will be, like
Part of a place.
Yeah,
but it comes with its own curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
everybody knows what cursed objects are, like voodoo dolls and Annabelle.
Yeah, like when you take something, that's it. Like if you touch it,
Dybbuk
take
box,
it. Yeah,
stuff like that.
All right, so we're going to go through 21 of them. The first one is called the Cursed Mirror. Myrtle's Plantation in Louisiana, USA, is said to be one of the most haunted places in the world. However, the most spooky item in the house is a mirror. Locals claim that the mirror is cursed and has the spirits of Sarah Woodruff and her 2 children, who were poisoned by their slave Chloe, but they're trapped inside.
I don't like that the children died, but I feel like, if they were poisoned by their slave, that, it might have been a little bit justified.
Yeah, it's justified. Like I would say it's justified as well. Also, when it comes to being trapped in mirrors, that comes with a lot of religious overtones as well.
Yeah, we talked about that in one of our other episodes too.
But if you're walking by the mirror and you look in the mirror, you'll see the reflections of the children and the mother.
Oh, that's creepy.
Yeah, it is.
So like with you, like they're with you in the mirror,
like
or
when you're looking in them, they'll be standing around you and stuff.
That's crazy.
So it's a beautiful ornate mirror, though. It has gold inlay in it and everything. So
nice. Number 2, our second one is Baker's wedding dress. Inside the Baker Mansion in Altoona, USA, is the wedding dress of Anna Baker, who fell in love with an ironworker. Legends claim that Anna eloped from her home to get married to her lover, but her father forcefully brought her back and locked her in the bedroom. She then refused to marry anyone else and spent the rest of her life alone. After her death, the members of the Baker family reported spotting Anna's wedding dress at different places around the house. Some of them even saw the spirit of Anna Baker moving around the house dressed in the same wedding dress. So, we have a haunted wedding dress that kind of just floats around and
almost like a lady in white.
Yeah.
So
sometimes the spirit, I assume, is you can see her in the dress.
Yeah.
But all other times it's just the dress floating around. Which is, I mean, it's pretty creepy if you see just a floating dress. But I feel like there are probably creepier haunted or cursed objects on our list.
Absolutely. I wonder if she wears the shoes with it. If the shoes move around with it too, because there's certain shoes you wear with a wedding dress too.
I don't
know. Annabelle doll. Now we've talked about this previously.
During our Conjuring episodes.
Warren's episode.
Yeah.
But the discovery of this doll dates back to 1970 when a mother bought it from an antique shop as a birthday gift for her daughter. Soon, the family noticed strange things happening inside the house related to the doll. The family then called for help of renowned psychic investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, who found that the doll possesses the spirit of a 7-year-old girl named Annabelle Higgins, who was brutally murdered. The doll is now in the Occult Museum of Connecticut.
And they just recently moved it.
Yes, they did. They had to spray holy water on them and
2021?
Or it was this
last year?
It was this year. Yeah.
Wow.
It was like March of this year.
Yeah, can you imagine having to be the one that does that?
Well, they wore gloves.
Yeah.
They were blessed by a priest.
Yeah.
And then they washed their hands with holy water before they even touched her.
Still, moved her Annabelle is supposed to be one of the most haunted objects, Yeah.
It's because the case was dry rotting. So
that's why they had to move it? Okay.
Yeah, they had put her in a new case.
I've seen that they moved it, but I hadn't seen the reason previously as to why.
And then if you guys listen to our Warren episodes, you'll find out why she is cursed and so dangerous. There's been people who's touched her and been in horrific car accidents on the way home, or anyone who's made fun of her has been in the car accidents and stuff, or seen stuff. Something bad's happened to them every time they've touched her or even looked at her.
You're a skeptic.
Yes.
So in your mind, you probably would think that's just a coincidence, right?
Yeah, I mean, car accidents happen all the time.
Oh man, they just happened to touch the doll and got in a car crash.
Like, they know that there's something wrong with the doll, so maybe they'd be like a little bit paranoid, like because you hear stuff all the time. Like stuff happens in your car that like you usually don't pay any mind to it, but when you're spooked out, and it doesn't matter how skeptic you are. Like if I touch the Annabelle doll, I know it's fake. Right. It's a doll, but my brain will be a little bit heightened with stuff going around me. So I think that maybe like they just hear something in their car and they kind of like jerk their head around or something, and they just lose the track of the car or everything. So
yeah. All right. So Screaming Skull. The Burton Agnes Hall in Burton Agnes, England, is home to a creepy paranormal object called the Screaming Skull. The Screaming Skull is believed to be of Catherine Ann Griffith, who died in the same house after being attacked by bullies in 1620. Every night, a terrifying ghost is seen roaming around the skull, making tremendous noise and scaring out everyone who tried to remove the skull. So just like a floating skull.
Yeah. Or it just screams. You just hear it screaming.
Can you? That would be creepy though, having like just a screaming skull like swoop down and
Anyways, any kind of human remains always scares people, just because like
the concept of
it reminds
it
of,
was
of
a human.
death.
It was a human being at one point,
and everyone fears death.
Yeah,
I don't care. You can be like, "Oh, I'm not scared to die. I'm not scared to die." You're not faced with death, and like you don't know that until you're faced with it.
Yeah,
and
I don't think death is what people are afraid of. I think people are afraid of there being nothing after death. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what if we're getting kind of theological here, but like what happens? After we die is kind of the fear.
Yeah, but
at least in my opinion,
when people dwell on that, it takes away from what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So just live your life to the fullest. And then when you die, worry about it then.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who gives a shit? You're gonna be dead.
Yeah.
Whether I think
One way or
the
another,
worrying is going to just go away no matter what happens after death.
Yeah.
The next one is the Hand Resist Him painting. The Hand Resist Him painting by artist Bill Stoneham is probably one of the most haunted pieces of art. According to the artist, the painting is a representation of the doorway that connects our world with the world of the spirits. The owner of the painting have claimed that the characters in the picture move or disappear in the night.
Maybe they just are muggles that picked up a wizard painting.
Maybe, but this painting is freaking creepy, man. It is like two dolls almost.
Yeah, I guess they're supposed to be kids, but there's there's a doorway, kind of like one of those gridlocked window doors.
Yeah.
And you can just see these hands reaching out of the darkness behind the door with the moon that's just down to a sliver.
Yeah, and the boy looks real, but the girl looks like a doll.
She does. Well, because it's her eyes don't have any white in them. They're all black.
Well, that and the breaks in her elbow and knees.
That's true, too, yeah. No, she is 100% a doll. That's right.
Yeah, that's a doll. And the other is a real boy.
Huh.
It's like Pinocchio and his little sister.
That's a weird thing for me, because I know that there are people that get art. They can look at a painting or something and be like, oh, I 100% understand what was put behind this painting, what the meaning is of this painting or whatever. I can't do that. I can look at a painting and connect to how I feel towards the painting, but I can't look at that and be like, okay, this is what the artist is trying to represent with their work, Yeah.
With me, it's more of a, like, if the artist is alive, then he can tell us, or she can tell us.
Right.
Whoever did it could tell us.
Yeah.
But when it's, like, Picasso or
he
Salvador Dali.
died way sooner or recently than I thought he did.
Pablo Picasso?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking he's like way back in the day, but no, he's in what did he die in the
I'm not 100%
70s?
sure when he died, but I know that
Hang on a second,
I
let
think
me
he
look
was
that up.
murdered.
Picasso?
Yeah, he didn't commit suicide, dude. I think he was murdered. Like, it's ruled as a suicide because he said he killed himself, but I'm 100% sure that he killed himself.
Yeah, I was right. He died in 1973.
Yeah, was he murdered?
Let me see.
Wait, no, that's not Picasso. That's, oh my God, I'm thinking of someone else.
Yeah, no, he wasn't murdered.
Who am I thinking of?
He died of pulmonary edema and heart failure.
Yeah, I'm thinking of, who's the guy that cut his ear? Van Gogh.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh's the one that was murdered. Yeah.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
That's crazy, dude. Yeah, but no, I was... it just was interesting to me, like how some people can get something out of art and others can't,
Yeah.
All right, so give me a second here to pull back up the stuff here. All right, so the next is a piece of Uluru Rock. Uluru Rock is a large sandstone formation in the southern part of the Northern Territory in Australia, also known as the Ayers Rock, or Ayers Rock, sorry. This place is sacred for the Aboriginal people of the area, and this is the reason they request, or rather advise, the visitors not to take anything from the site. However, many tourists smuggled home small chunks of the formation and experienced bad luck, severe illness, terrible breakups, and even death of loved ones.
Yeah, this is actually, they made a movie out of this.
They did?
Yes, they did. They went to, I can't remember what the movie is called per se, but she goes there and takes an arrowhead, I think,
right,
or a rock.
or something like
it's
that.
A rock or an arrowhead.
Yeah.
And he goes back, and the great spirits come from the other side and start, like, killing them.
Oh, wow.
And then
for
he
taking
finally
something
has
from
to
the
go
holy
back.
site?
Yeah, he has to go back and put it back.
Wow.
And stuff. That's interesting. It's actually a really good movie. The Anguished Man painting.
Another painting? Is that another painting?
Yeah,
one?
another painting. Fascinated by the charm of the Anguished Man painting, Sean Robinson inherited the painting from his grandmother and decided to hang the painting on his wall in his house. Soon after that, Sean and his family started experiencing paranormal events, like cracking of the doors in the middle of the night, sudden blood-curdling screams from nowhere. Sean's wife decided to investigate the origin of the painting and found that the artist who painted the painting committed suicide. Before doing that, he mixed his own blood with the paint, and he used
that for the painting.
Yeah.
Wow. Is there a picture of that one?
Yeah, there is.
Dude, that's creepy.
Learning this, the couple decided to hide the painting in the basement of their house in Cumbria.
That is the creepiest painting I've ever seen, just to begin with. And the fact that he uses blood, you said?
Yeah, he used his own blood with the paint.
Is even worse.
And then he committed suicide right after.
God, man. Yeah, that I could see why that would be cursed or haunted.
Yeah.
Jeez. Very, very creepy, creepy painting.
Yeah, it is.
Leta the Gypsy Doll. According to the locals of Romania, a Romanian man handcrafted a doll for his son, Leta. Unfortunately, the boy drowned while playing with the doll, and his spirit got trapped inside. The man then decided to give the doll to the son of one of his co-workers. The child claimed that the doll talked to him, while other successive owners reported that holding the doll or being around it causes a feeling of immense grief and makes them cry without reason.
Yeah.
So
the doll looks creepy as shit.
Yeah, the doll is not... I wouldn't be playing with it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about that, how spirits can get captured in dolls, especially, but it's more, I think, more voodoo.
Right.
And some other religions that it can do. But, yeah, other than that, it's pretty commonplace.
Reminds me of Child's Play.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's voodoo.
Yeah.
It's
in the movie, yeah.
In the movie. I doubt that it really is voodoo. But,
yeah.
Bulgarian phone number.
Oh, how can a phone number be cursed?
You'll be surprised, man. There's a lot of stuff
I guess it could be, yeah.
There is a Bulgarian phone number +359 888 888-888,
Dude, that would be the perfect number for me. 8's my lucky number.
which was in use for 10 years and is now closed. The reason behind deactivating the number lies in the death of those 3 people who used it. All of the owners of this phone number have died shortly after getting the number registered to their name. The first owner died of cancer, while the other 2 were shot down without any solid motive.
Okay, well, the first one had cancer, so that
Yeah,
just makes
yeah.
he was going to die anyway. The 2 that got shot,
I mean, I'm not sure how
did they know
violent
each other?
Bulgaria is, but if we're talking about America and someone got a phone number and 2 separate people got shot down,
Yeah,
that's not remote. Like that's
it's
remotely
within the
possible.
realms
Yeah.
of possibility
Yeah,
with
like,
the way things are.
We get shot a lot.
Yeah. All right.
But yeah, no, my phone number's cursed.
Right. So we've already talked about some of the ones like Robert the Evil Doll, as well as Annabelle. But I'm going to get into the Hope Diamond next.
Okay.
So another cursed object that should be kept away from human reach is the Hope Diamond, which everybody knows what the Hope Diamond is. It's famous.
Yeah.
This jewel is of an unusually large size with a soothing blue shade, and it's worth $250 million. However, the diamond is believed to be cursed since the 17th century and brings great misfortune and misery to its wearer. Folklore states that a French merchant plucked the gem from one of the eyes of a Hindu idol in 1653, and ever since then, whoever owns this 115-carat blue diamond opens the door up for bad luck.
Yep. Every owner or anyone who's ever touched it has ended up dead.
And right now it's in a museum, but
Yeah, it's sitting in D.C.
yeah.
in a museum.
Is it in D.C.?
Yep.
Huh. I didn't know that.
It's a beautiful diamond.
We
I'd have
we,
it.
we need to go back to D.C. and have a day where we just go like to the different museums and stuff like that.
Yeah. We have another painting, The Crying Boy.
Right.
The painting of The Crying Boy was created by artist Giovanni Borragoni, who became famous quickly. It was mass-produced and was found in many homes across Britain. However, soon of many of these homes mysteriously caught fire. But the most disturbing part of the entire incident is no matter how severe the fire was, the painting remained absolutely fine. Some regarded these fires as mere coincidences, but
Yeah.
the undamaged paintings have not been bagged by a valid explanation till date.
So how many do you think? How many fires? So how many times has this thing been in a house that's on fire and survived with
Well,
no
it's
damage?
mass-produced, so it's quite a bit.
Oh,
It's
so
mass-
it's
every-
not like one
No,
painting.
it's every mass-produced painting it's ever been in a fire has been mysteriously, I guess, fire retardant.
That is kind of weird
Yeah.
that none of the paintings got burned up.
Yeah, it is weird.
That seems like a little bit more than a coincidence to me. All right. So, next up is Elmo Knows Your Name, which already sounds creepy. Elmo, the popular Sesame Street character, had a doll version of it launched who was programmed to memorize his owner's name. A young boy, James Bowman, was a big fan of Elmo, so his mother decided to gift him one on his 10th birthday. However, a few days later, the Elmo doll began to chant, "Kill James," continuously. This made his mom throw away the cursed toy. After a couple of years, other such incidents came into light regarding that Elmo doll. So, like, it's supposed to just, like, memorize your name, and it ended up chanting "Kill James," which I think that could be
Someone probably just
somebody
at the factory.
like a prank or something like that.
Yeah. The next one is the Thomas Busby chair. Popularly known as the Busby stoop chair, this wooden furniture is cursed by the spirit of Thomas Busby, who was known to ruthlessly murder people. Before getting hanged for his crimes, he requested to have a meal in his favorite local pub. Upon finishing his meal, he stood and said, "May sudden death come to anyone who dares sit in my chair." And ever since then, 63 people who dared to sit on that chair met untimely and terrifying deaths.
Yeah, when it's 63 people, that for me is
Yeah, it's solid. It's
definitely
solidified.
cursed.
Later, the owner of the pub donated the chair to the Thrisk Museum in UK. And it is still there, hung 1.5 meters off the ground to prevent any further deaths.
Yeah, so nobody sits in it. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, 63 people.
Yeah,
I'd sit
that's
in it.
100% like
sit in
not a coincidence.
Would you sit in it?
No,
I would.
no, I wouldn't risk it.
I'd sit in it.
No, definitely not. I'm careful, man. I'm not overly religious or overly
Suspicious or
I'm kind of in the middle ground, but I still follow all of these superstitions and stuff. So like, even though I don't believe in them, I'll do it anyway, just in case, because you could be wrong, just saying. Like,
yeah, but like, how would you know if you're wrong or right if you don't do it? All right, my thing is, when something's cursed and you believe in the curse, that's what makes it real.
Maybe not.
Believing in the curse is what makes it real. I'm 100% sure. Like, if you touch something that's supposed to be cursed, you believing in the curse makes it real, because our brains are powerful things.
I don't know.
So yeah,
Like
I think
said,
I would sit in the chair. It looks like a chair.
Better safe than sorry is a good thing to live by.
Yep.
The Woman from Lem statue. The Woman from Lem was found in Cyprus in 1878 and is an eye-catching artifact carved from limestone. The statue is said to have been owned by 4 different families, each of them dying within a few years of obtaining the artifact. Terrified by the deadly history of the statue, the only surviving member of the last family donated the statue to the Royal Scottish Museum in Edinburgh. However, things didn't stop there. The museum curator who handled the statue was mysteriously murdered after only a few days.
God, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is supposed to be a woman statue.
Yeah, looking at it,
Yeah.
I have no idea what they...
How that would even be interpreted as a woman statue.
Kind of looks like a... I don't even know. What is that?
I have no clue. But anyways, this statue is weird. The next one is the Bazzano vase, or vase. Another
Tomato.
cursed object.
It's a tomato.
Yeah. Another cursed object that must not be touched is the Bazzano vase that was made in the 15th century by an Italian maiden on her wedding night as a gift for her groom. Locals say that she was found murdered with the vase in her hand, and that very night. So as soon as she made it, she died.
God.
The vase was passed down from families to families, each claiming unfortunate deaths of loved ones.
Kind of like the statue that we just...
In 1988, it was offered to multiple museums, but all of them refused to take it because of the curse on it. Where exactly is it now remains unclear, but some say that it is buried in a lead coffin in an inaccessible place. See, with that, like, if they don't know where it is, like, how do we know even it existed? I mean, there's a picture here, but, I mean, that may not even be it.
I was thinking about the fact that the museums didn't want to take it because it was cursed. Is that...
No.
I wouldn't think that
King
a
Tut's-
museum...
yeah,
Because
King
a museum
Tut's stuff's supposed to be haunted.
museum may be there to preserve artifacts and stuff like that, but they're still a business.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're not going to turn down...
Yeah, that I think that part of the myth or legend is false, because
Yeah.
I don't care how cursed an item is, the museum's going to take it because that's money.
Right. All right, so next up is the Dybbuk box. Now, as we know, the Dybbuk box has a movie about it. I think it's called The Possession.
Yep.
And also, before I get into this, Post Malone there's a whole thing about Post Malone in this Dybbuk box.
Yeah.
I kind of want to go into that a little bit. I don't know if we will or not, but it's interesting because he just went through some shit because of this Dybbuk box.
Yeah.
So the Dybbuk box came into light in 2001 when Kevin Mannis purchased a wine cabinet and started having terrible nightmares. He then decided to gift the cabinet to his mother, who suffered a stroke the very day that she received it. Not just that, but every person who has ever owned that wine cabinet has reported experiencing horrible events. The last owner, Jason Haxton, found out that the box possesses the spirit of a malicious Jewish creature called Dybbuk, who has the ability to haunt and possess the living. So a very bad, nasty spirit in that box, and it's definitely causing havoc to whoever owns it.
Yeah, there's also reports that the guy who actually found it came out and said it was a hoax.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think it is, though?
In
your opinion?
In my opinion,
because what you were saying earlier about how believing something can make it
when people
true.
believe it, yeah, it's true. But like, if
it was originally a hoax,
yeah,
I think
it's been turned into probably a cursed object by people believing it is.
Right.
Kind of like what I've been saying about with the tulpa. Those basically are things you will into existence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that it started out as a hoax, but then people believed it was cursed, and in fact, it became cursed.
Right. So,
but I don't know that for sure. He just came out and said that it started as a hoax.
Right. So, do you want me to go into the Post Malone thing real quick?
Yeah.
So Post Malone went with Zach Baggins, which is the host of the Ghost Adventures TV show.
Mm-hmm.
So they went together. They got up together and went to go to the room that held to go see the Dybbuk box, right?
Yeah.
Which is what we consider basically to be the world's most haunted objects, one of the world's most haunted objects besides like Annabelle and the other one, Robert the Doll, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So the box, basically, I guess he had touched it. I don't know if it was by accident or on purpose, but sorry, I'm scrolling through here. So he was at the museum, and Baggins decided to take the plexiglass and off of it and touch it.
Yeah,
which was stupid. I do not like any of those Ghost Adventures or any of those shows. I think they're dumb to begin with, and then they do stupid shit like this. Like he touched the box, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they think that transferred the curse. So in the months that followed this event, I'm going to go over what he experienced. Post Malone did.
Mm-hmm.
So his private plane was forced to make an emergency landing after the tires blew off of it.
Yeah.
3 armed robbers targeted a home that they believed to be his in San Fernando Valley. It wasn't his home, but they believed it was his home, right? And he got into a serious accident in his Rolls Royce.
Okay. So stuff happens on planes that require emergency landing.
Mm-hmm. He just basically had a streak of just
but that's
horrible luck after touching this.
That's not
after getting being there when this
cursed. That's like that stuff would have happened regardless of if he touched the box or not.
Maybe.
Yeah, and then they robbed the house that they believed it was.
You can't say without a shadow of a doubt that the Dybbuk box wasn't the reason.
Yeah, but you can't say that it without a shadow of a doubt.
Absolutely not. Yeah. So you're kind of stuck in the middle of that one.
The Iceman. The mummy of Otzi, a.k.a. the Iceman, was found in 1991 in the Otza Alps, Italy. It is believed that the Iceman belonged to 3000 BCE, and his body was preserved because of the glacier that surrounded him after he died. However, soon after his discovery, people who were involved with the discovery began to die due to violent accidents. Forensic pathologist Rainer Henn died in a horrific car accident. Mountaineer Kurt Fritz died in an avalanche, and hiker Humit Simon died after falling off from a dangerous hidden path.
Okay.
People believe that the discovery of the Iceman is a curse and has the power to destroy mankind. They were just doing dangerous stuff.
I was going to say, exactly. I know we're kind of just tearing all of this stuff apart here, and that's what this is turning into, but seriously, the first one was a mountaineer.
No, the first one was a pathologist.
Pathologist, sorry. That wasn't just an accident. It was an accident.
It was a
car accident.
Yeah.
The mountaineer who died in an avalanche makes sense because
Yeah.
he's a mountaineer. That's what he
on
would die if
Now, if he wasn't climbing and an avalanche just came out of nowhere and killed him,
Yeah.
that would be different.
the hiker fell from a hidden path. He's hiking.
Yeah.
Of course, he's going to have dangerous situations like that happen. I'm surprised he didn't get attacked by a mountain lion or a bear.
Yeah. So all of that stuff is like you do dangerous stuff besides the car accident. Like if anything, the car accident's probably the most suspicious one.
Yeah.
But the
Other
avalanche
two
and
make
the
sense,
falling from
yeah.
a dangerous path, like that was like okay. Like if someone told me that, like oh, this mountaineer was killed by an avalanche, and I'm like, yeah, well that fits.
Yeah.
Now if you're like he got attacked by like a tree gnome, I'd just be like, what the heck?
Yeah. Or what do they call it?
Or if he was like up in the snow and a shark attacked him, I'd be like, that's kind of odd.
Yeah. All right. So next is the Terracotta Army. So the Terracotta Army in Shanxi, hopefully I'm saying that right, China, is a unique 2,200 pieces of funerary art, which are regarded as one of the most massive archaeological discoveries of modern times. However, it's nothing but a bear of bad luck for all those 7 farmers who discovered it in 1974. Soon after the discovery, their farmland was claimed by the government and their homes were demolished to make way for exhibition halls and gift shops. Again,
Yeah.
that's just something that would have happened anyway.
Yeah.
They were always going to make those gift shops and stuff and tear down.
Yeah.
But no, the Terracotta Army is a really, really cool thing.
Yeah, and it points to how important that person was because,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not going to speak to Chinese cultures. I know nothing about that, but I know that in the other cultures, especially Vikings and Egyptian, like slaves were killed to be with them.
Yep.
Gold and all that stuff.
Their
The more
horses,
important
their
you were,
pets, their
the
household
more,
pets.
The more important you were, the more shit that you got buried with you.
Afterlife.
Yeah,
Because they believed that,
So
when whatever you were
this
buried with
person
went with
must
you.
have been very, very important.
Oh, yeah, because they had an entire army with them.
Yeah, 2,200
Yep.
of the army. That's a legion almost. That's half a legion almost. I think a legion's what, 5,000?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think a legion's 5,000.
No clue.
Belcourt Castle chairs. This
more chairs.
Former summer cottage in Rhode Island has a ballroom where you will find haunted chairs. Visitors have reported feeling chills racing up and down their spine while standing near the chairs, and have felt a strange sensation of energy around them. Others have reportedly been pushed down from the chairs by an unseen force.
And these chairs look like just regular fancy, almost Victorian era chairs. Just regular looking chairs. But they're basically, so they when they sit in them, they either feel really weird or are straight up pushed out of them. In general, that's pretty interesting.
I don't know.
Rhode Island seems like another place, like kind of like Maine to me. That
Yeah.
just I feel like scary stuff would happen in Rhode Island.
It's, I don't know. Well, with Maine, the reason why it's so scary in Maine is because there's a lot of wilderness. And wilderness, like, if we can't see everything around us, that's why we build castles up on the hill.
Well, when I think of Rhode Island, I think of like a coastal town.
I think it's like, only like 40 miles across?
It's
like
small. It's
small.
super small. But I think of it a coastal town, and I think of like mist and fog and stuff like that. I'm not sure if that's something they deal with a lot, but that's... And of course, with mist and fog, you get feel creepy.
Yeah, absolutely.
For that,
and
so.
Oh my god, that's freaking that. With the chairs and stuff, I don't think of anything with a chair.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
One thing that that actually really shocks me is the fact of the Hope Diamond, because of everything with the Hope Diamond that comes along with it. Like every owner, and there's been numerous owners all the way back to like the 1700s.
Yeah.
So to the point to where they put it in a museum so no one else can own it. Like someone owns it, of course.
Yeah.
But they don't have it.
Yeah.
But with that, it just, I don't know, it just shocks me that that one has so much death following it behind it.
And
the
with
chair.
cursed objects, it's always going to be multiple. It's usually passed down from generation to generation sometimes, or even just person to person. But that's with cursed objects. The whole thing about it is that they get passed around. They get moved around. It's kind of like a virus,
Yeah.
And
it's almost like a virus of the mind as well.
Yeah.
A little bit. The next one isn't really a cursed object. It's a cursed place.
Okay.
King Tutankhamun's tomb.
Yeah, I would 100% think that would be cursed.
Ever since the King Tutankhamun's tomb was discovered in Egypt's Valley of the Kings in 1923, stories have circulated that those who dared to violate the boy king's final resting place faced a terrible curse. It is widely claimed that many people associated with opening the tomb fell soon victim to the curse, dying under mysterious circumstances.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of creepy because, you always, when you think about Egyptians and the tombs, you always hear about curses.
Yep.
Like old world curses.
Yeah. Well, to guard from
and those are
tomb
the
robbers
only
and shit.
places I believe are truly cursed.
Yeah.
Is the Egyptian tombs, because I don't know, it's crazy. We also have the Surrey ghost car. Crashes are common on the A3 highway in England, so it looked like a routine matter when police in Surrey, I hope I'm saying that right, I'm sorry, received calls that a car had veered off the A3 with its headlights blazing. But when police went to investigate, they found no signs of the reported vehicle. However, a further search revealed chilling results. Just 60 feet from the reported crash scene, buried in twisted undergrowth, was the remains of a wrecked car containing a decomposing body of a young man who, as the police estimated, had crashed there 5 months earlier.
God.
Therefore, what the witnesses reported might have been the ghostly apparition of the original car.
That's weird.
So like a ghost loop.
Yeah.
Like a death loop.
That's weird.
So, what did you think of these curses?
Some of them, I feel like weren't really cursed.
Yeah.
In my opinion, you just feel like, well, they may have been cursed, but from what we, read on that list, I feel like some of them could have been just coincidences.
Absolutely, especially the one where like the mountain.
But there are some that I do believe 100% are cursed. Like I 100% believe Annabelle's cursed. The Dybbuk box for sure.
Yeah.
It's just some things. It's some cultures seem to have like things that would be
the Busby chair and the Hope diamond. Those are the only in the King Tut's tomb. Those are the only three that have numerous deaths behind them. Annabelle doesn't have that many deaths behind her.
Well, the statues and the paintings did.
The statue, well, the paintings, the crying boy painting.
Yeah.
It didn't say anybody died in them. They just caught fire, and that was the only thing that remained. So anything, if the painting is just like, if you have the painting in your house probably will burn down.
Yeah, which
but the painting
killing you.
Yeah, but like most of the time, like not that I'm not going to say not that many people die in a fire, but like most of the time you have some like chance to get out of a fire.
Yeah,
especially if you have the proper fire alarms
and stuff.
Yeah, or fire detectors and stuff. But yeah, the Busby chair, the one that's killed 63 people, the Hope diamond, it's been killing since the 1700s, not anymore because it's in a museum, and the
Dybbuk box.
No, because it really hasn't killed anybody.
It killed the old lady, had a stroke.
That's one.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right.
That's one lady that they can prove, and that's a stroke. That people have strokes all the time.
Yeah, no.
But and with the Annabelle doll, there's only been 2 car accidents, and I think only one resulted in. I don't even think it resulted in a death. I think it just resulted in a severe injury.
It's more about
injury.
It's more like people get terrorized with this by this stuff. Like
I like how we just like, we're doing cursed objects, and I'm just like disproving all of them.
Well,
I think King Tut's tomb is actually false too, but not that many of them died from mysterious. It was this. I think one had a drinking problem, so they died of cirrhosis of the liver, which really isn't surprising.
Yeah.
That in the 1920s and 30s, like the life expectancy back then was not that high. So, and most of those guys were old British dudes. But that being said, this was the season 4 finale.
It was.
So yeah, we're super excited.
Season 4 is down.
Season 4
5 is coming up.
Season 5, we're gonna have a lot of different. It's probably gonna be one of our most diverse episodes or seasons, with a little bit of bonus episodes going towards that Patreon
account.
So we do have that interview up from our nuclear power expert. He is. We had to protect his identity because he did tell us some stuff that maybe shouldn't have been shared with us later on in the interview. So if you guys want to check that out, go to the Patreon. $5 gets you the episode a month, along with some
merch.
Well, the merch, basically what we're doing is a yearly drawing, which is in August, by the way. In August, you'll get if you're a Patreon subscriber, you get a 1 entry for the $5, and for the $10 one, you get 2 entries.
Yep, for the $50 gift card and the what do they call it? Carry cups.
Yep, it's a tumbler.
Tumbler,
yep, stainless steel tumbler and a $50 gift card. So that's going to be the yearly drawing. So go ahead and become a patron for that, or just give a 5-star rating. That works too.
Or just listen to all of our other stuffs, and then like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff.
Yeah, man. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in about 2 to 3 weeks for season 5 premiere. Thank you.